Hey up. Time for round 2 on the Joe Castro films. We're looking at 2003's Butchered, also known as The Hazing. This was made a year before Maniacal. Joe Castro once again directing and again on special effects. The film stars mostly unknown people. It looks like they've done a lot of extra work in bigger films. But we also get the return of El Chupacabra's Alina Madsen. Lucky us. So there's not much information about this online, and less than 100 people have watched it on Letterboxd, or at least have logged it on Letterboxd. So I feel like we're dipping into sort of unknown waters here. Let's have a look, shall we? I see we spy on them.
Oh yeah. This, my friend.
You're gonna shoot them?
I'm not gonna shoot anybody, you ding-dong. Things... What the fuck is that?
The plot follows two college girls who are going through a hazing ritual in order to get into a sorority house. For this, they have to spend a night in an apparently haunted building called the Epstein Manor. So you know nothing good's gonna happen there. The two girls running the sorority though, along with their boyfriends, are out to make it a bit of a scary night for the girls though. But little does anybody know, they're also trapped in the building with a crazy masked killer. It's a bit of a generic plot, I'm not gonna lie. It's stuff that you've seen 1,000 times before and done way better. This film doesn't really do much to really make it stand out amongst the competition. At only 75 minutes as well, it is a bit of a slog. Only really picking up when the gore kicks in.
What the fuck's up with this place?
Well, it used to be called Epstein Manor, but now of course it's the ghastly ghost house.
The gore is once again the standout element with this film. Kind of like Maniacal in that regard. It's low budget, but it's very entertaining. You can tell a lot of effort went into it. There's heads exploding, people's guts being ripped out, and there's blood everywhere. It really is the thing that makes this film worth watching, and you can tell most of the budget went towards this as well. The start of the film, the first 15 minutes, feel like the beginning of a very bad and very sleazy porn. The sleaze element to this film is way more than I was expecting, to be honest. There's a ton of nudity in this and some really uncomfortable moments. I even think it's a good idea to flash the deformed killer's boobs towards the end. It's a really weird addition, to be honest. The acting isn't great, but you know what? I've seen a hell of a lot worse. It gets bad when the characters have to really go big. That's when the amateur stuff sort of comes out, but some of the conversational stuff is passable, it's fine really. A lot of the characters are very one-note and kind of annoying though. It's well made to a point, you know, it looks fine, it's shot alright. The music's not too bad, it's sort of nondescript and in the background, but it's not intrusive, which is quite nice to be honest. As far as Millennium Trash goes, it's relatively tame on that front. It doesn't really have the quick, fast editing and all the sort of stupid sounds and stuff like that. It goes for more of a slow approach, but it does feel like it's shot on DV, so it still has that sleazy element. The slow and pace and nature of it all as well does kind of work to its detriment a lot of the time.
It's my favorite movie.
Something really odd about this film is that these two girls really want to join this sorority house. They said they'll do anything to be a part of it, but we only actually see the two girls who are arranging the hazing initiation thing as being a part of this sorority. So either it's the smallest, most pathetic sorority house on campus with just two arsehole girls running the thing and that's it, or the other members just couldn't be bothered to be a part of the hazing stuff. I mean, really, you know what it is. It's they couldn't afford or they couldn't find more actors. But it's kind of blatantly obvious when you're watching it, and it's like, why would you want to be a part of this? Why would you want to hang out with these two? The killer's pretty good. I will say that. I like the design. It's simple yet effective. She makes really weird noises as well, and that white mask does actually look pretty good in some shots. Kind of reminds me of my younger years as well. This film also has one of the most pathetic ghosts I think I've ever seen in a film. It does absolutely nothing, and I don't know why they bothered with it. So as I said earlier, the manor is obviously called Epstein Manor, which did get a chuckle out of me. But weirdly, they then go on to say that the father of the Epstein family, who they call Jack and Henry, I'm pretty sure, can't figure out his name, but apparently this dude hung himself, but it might have been a big cover-up, which, bit of a funny coincidence, got a raised eyebrow from me. And then that got me thinking, wouldn't it be funny if some low-budget trash horror film that no one's seen actually managed to predict the future in some way? You know, that's a good idea for a film though. Okay, time for the print, and it's fine. For one of these, it's fine, really. Again, it's in 4:3, but the visuals and the audio are relatively clear. I didn't notice any major issues with either audio or visual. It does get a little pixelated every now and then, but I think that's just compression on the DVD. And it's fine, really. It is a watchable disc. On the disc, we get the same as we've been getting a lot recently. We get chapter select, we get a trailer for this film, and we get more Hard Gore trailers. I have a feeling we're going to be getting this a lot, for quite a while actually. Okay, time for the case. The cover once again looks pretty ridiculous. The white eyes look super cheap. No idea why they did this either. It's got nothing to do with the film. I thought this was going to be about possession or something, but nope, they just whited out the eyes on the cover for some reason. It's so obvious and distracting. It kind of looks like a poster for an episode of like Dawson's Creek or Charmed or something stupid like that. The blurb's fine, although there is an A missing here, and terrorisingly is not a word. It's not great really. I mean, there's not much text here to get wrong, but they still managed it twice. You know what though, the runtime's right, so that's nice. Overall then, I did have fun with this, in part. The opening's uncomfortable and off-putting, and it is a bit of a generic slog that's cheap in places. But when that gore kicks in and that killer's running around being a weirdo, it's not the worst. Entertaining millennial trash, I guess. It's very much like Maniacal. It's not as good as Maniacal, but it is very close to it, and you can definitely tell they're made by the same director. Got the similar sort of vibe to it. Once again, this and a Shriek Collection DVD are your only options for this film if you are in the market. It doesn't really get a full recommendation from me. I'd say avoid it unless you find it for less than £1 and you've got the right social setting to watch it in. Don't watch it alone. Drink some friends, it's one of those films. So, entertaining, in part trash, with some good gore this episode. Yeah, better than I expected, I can tell you that much. Next episode though, who knows? No idea what it is next episode. Judging by the cover, I don't know. Next time we are going to be checking out The Attendant.